Welcome back to Rock Stardust. Hope everything's been going well. Today we are looking at one of my favourite bands, and that is the Pretenders, right? The original lineup. And I've covered off some stuff on the first album and the second album, which I love and can't get enough of it. But this is a different play today because we're going to look at the EP that came out in between those two albums. That's it there, and you've got extended play. So essentially it's a mix of the singles that were released, B-sides. This only came out in, the US and Australia. It wasn't released in the UK because they had the singles come out there, right? It's a cool EP. It sounds great. And it was released, to keep that momentum going, because after the success of Pretenders 1, there was a huge sort of demand, and they were so busy touring because it had done so well in the States, etc. And then they had, recording the Pretenders 2 follow-up. So this sort of filled the void, and it kicks off with Message of Love, right? Amazing song. It's that sort of offbeat timing. Dun, 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 dun. It's that sort of punctuated drumming from Martin Chambers he does so well, with that unique chordal voicing from James Honeyman-Scott. And it's a cool track, and it's also highlighted by an amazing solo where Jimmy just pulls out these voicings and note choices that just are genius, and that's what he is in my mind. One of the most overlooked, greatest guitar players of all time, right? But he was a young fella, so only got to make 2 albums, but he should be on more lists. But the whole band were great because you had Pete Farndon on bass as well. And he could really groove, and along with Martin Chambers on drums, they had such a lock-in, really good rhythm section. And the brilliant Chrissie Hynde on vocals, with her incredible lyrical prowess, sensual vocal sound, unique timbre to her voice, vibrato, and the genius of the lineup is just, it's magic in a bottle. It really is. And the way James Honeyman-Scott turned her songs into, crafted them into just magnificent pieces, which had so many earworms, captivated you with the arrangements and the sounds, which, that was just true talent. So next up we've got Talk of the Town. Again, another cool James Honeyman-Scott intro that sort of lures you into the track. Terrific stuff, and these clean chords that that are so vibrant. It's like shimmering, the sound. It's so good, and the stylistic choices are just outstanding on this track. And it even includes the lyric, where all of us in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars, which is from Oscar Wilde, Lady Windermere's fan play. So just total class. And very, very cool track. One of their best. And then after that, we've got Porcelain. So Porcelain is effectively a jam. And when I talk about that, it's like a live jam. They're just in the rehearsal room by the sound of it, or the studio. Someone's just hit the record. It's one of those classic live jamming moments that the band are just having some fun, and that's what you get from it. So we can all relate to that. You've played bands, or just been listening to your mates playing. It's that vibe. It's just great fun. Is just ripping it up, man. Just ripping it up. It's effectively instrumental. Jimmy's playing is on fire. Absolutely brilliant. The whole band shine on this. They all have their moments. And there's a, it's a beatly kind of riff as well that he's playing through the track. But, what really catches your ear is it grabs your attention when you hear that shift in the middle sort of section of the song, which he plays over and over again. And that's the brilliant arpeggiated chordal work that, Johnny Marr takes from this and uses on the Headmaster's Ritual. It's pretty much identical. So it shows what an influence he was on his playing to use that. But it's so clearly evident when you listen to that. So yeah, well worth a listen. Good stuff. And the band kicks back really full on at the end of that track as well. And then you got Cuban Slide up next. Hey, this is based on a Bo Diddley riff. Really, really cool. It's got this amazing tremolo effect on Jimmy's guitar playing, which just features it, and some very cool filling it out the track with some ferocious leads. Just cooking in there, like the way he could just hit moments and create something memorable and special. I haven't heard anyone quite like it, and that's what was so brilliant about him. Always something unique and special for the track, never dull. So So with that, there you've got all of the good stuff, and then towards the end of the track, it's got that sort of homage to Pinball Wizard, that comes through, and then finishes it off with another memorable classic riff to finish the track off. There's just endless riffs and ideas and parts and leads and chordal passages, arpeggios that it never ceases to amaze me, and the sound as well. So I don't want to keep going on and on, but you do have to stop for a moment sometimes and go, this was a genius band made up of 4 great players, and one of them happens to be, I call like the Jimmy Page of new wave post-punk, one of the greatest players of all time, and James Honeyman-Scott. So there you go. Now, so that's where we're at with that one. And guys, if you do enjoy this stuff, please do me a big favour and just go subscribe. That would be cool. It means a lot. Get a lot of views. Just need to build that up a little bit, so keep that community rolling. And give it a like. Makes a big difference to that algorithm thing. And yeah, throw some comments in the comment section. Some good discussion. So hey, to finish it off, there's that ferocious version of Precious. Ferocious. Now, this was recorded in 1980 at Central Park in New York. It absolutely, from the beginning of that, Martin, just powerful. So powerful. So energetic, so punky, so rock. It doesn't get any better. So check that out. It's absolutely brilliant version. I know the version on the first album is cool too. This is something else. So this is the EP. Just wanted to take a look at that today by the Mighty Pretenders. And this was actually produced by Chris Thomas, recorded by Bill Price. There you go. There's a couple of great names there too. A few of these tracks did end up on Pretenders too, so I get that. Message of Love, Talk of the Town. Yeah. But in its own right, it's another album to add to this brilliant first Pretenders lineup. They were never quite the same after this. And unfortunately, had such incredible tragedy. I haven't thought of any bands that have been through anything like it. And how Chrissie could keep it going shows her strength. And I know with her book, she really wanted to, keep the band alive in the memory of James Honeyman-Scott in particular, and Pete Farndon for their contribution, all the work they've done. But hey, we've got the first album, we've got the second album, and we've got the EP now. So hey, thanks for checking out Rock Stardust today. Have a great week. and we'll be back next time.